Yo, welcome to episode 5 of the Egg on Your Face podcast. My name's Ryan and I'm joined by
Wayne,
Leo.
And no. Before we begin,
here we go.
Alright, we can start. I've got it on my lip.
oh, don't you love the smell of it though?
Smells like cucumbers.
It's probably because it's cucumber and garden mint.
Oh, there you go.
Is it?
So now that we're protected from corona, no, we can't say that.
COVID-19.
Was it? COVID-19.
COVID-19.
There we go. Well, anyway, it's been I would like to say how has your week been, but I feel like it's
It's been a tense week, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's an elephant in the room really, and I feel like we should just smash straight into it.
There's a big fevery coffee elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Not coffee as in.
I was like.
So yeah, obviously, I'm not even going to bother explaining what the virus is because it's a worldwide thing.
And let's be honest, no one's going to be coming to this podcast going, I wonder what the coronavirus is going to be about. Let's hear what 3 25-year-olds with no medical degrees think.
Yeah, absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. Yeah, what are you guys thinking about it?
I think everyone's panicking too much. First of all,
okay, I agree.
It's so stressful. Freaking, my dad was in Sainsbury's basically, and you know how all the pasta and all the toilet rolls are all going because people are panicking and panic buying in bulk. My dad saw someone. This was I think at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's like pretty early. All the shelves are done, and this woman was on the floor crawling inside the shelf trying to grab the last packet of pasta that was left, and she already had 6 packets in her bag.
Oh,
trolley.
Dear Lord.
And she was on her knees, like crawling, like.
Oh my!
Could you imagine just looking in, like down the lane, and there's just this woman inside a shelf,
like coming out.
like, what's going on?
I think there's 2 types of people which are irritating me right now. So the first one is those ones who are going on this extreme sort of stockpiling. It's just ridiculous. This is going to be a long thing. This isn't going to end in like a couple of weeks. It's going to go on for several months, even longer, probably into the summer. So the idea, I've got all my pasta and spaghetti. And plus, if you think about it, if you're taking all that away, the people who are going to miss out are the vulnerable people, like the elderly, the disabled, the people who are more prone to it. And so if they're regularly having to go to the shops trying to get it, then they're going to be out more in public. They're going to be spreading it more. And then they're also going to be likely to die. So you're not helping by stockpiling. You're actually adding to the problem.
It's all the Karens out there, isn't it?
All the Karens.
Fucking Karens.
Yeah,
that's what you call their mums that are just like naggy and just like always attacking like the self-checkout people and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like...
And then the second people are the people who are just not taking this seriously at all. Like when I say that, I mean the people who aren't washing their hands, who aren't covering their mouths when they cough or sneeze, people who aren't self-isolating.
Why are you looking at me every time?
Yeah. Well, I feel like though you're just getting annoyed at like both the polar opposites. So what should people be doing?
There's just a middle ground, isn't there? You wash your hands before you come and go places.
Yeah.
And remember, washing your hands is not to protect you. It's to protect other people.
Yeah,
it's
obviously.
not to like if you do get it, you're probably going to breathe it in. So what you're doing is you're protecting other people by when you touch surfaces. You're like that.
Alright, don't worry.
Put the coronavirus on my.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
It's all good.
We're covered. I feel like though, how do you get past the brainwashing and the no, it's true, man.
Brainwashing.
Are you telling me
your
the media?
tinfoil hat on.
Are you not telling me the media are not a very big part of
scaremongering again?
Right. When this first came up, I was straight away like, you guys remember? I was like, no, this is bullshit.
No, I was with you.
Yeah.
I'm on your side for this.
I got on the tube literally 2 days ago. A guy sneezed on the pole, and I wanted to punch him in his face. Like, it's there. I went to the gym yesterday. I was shitting myself. Like, genuinely.
Was it busy?
Yeah, it was actually. It was quite busy.
Nothing stops the gains.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
Anything
in Peckham.
But I feel like after a while, the air was getting so thick in there.
Oh,
and it was
that's Peckham Gym, bro.
Dude,
that place is crazy.
It's
Mate, I remember when we were there last time, there was this guy, instead of using a towel to wipe down himself, He was like topless, lifting weights, definitely on steroids or something. He was using tissues. He was wiping them and throwing them on the floor, and he was dripping, and there was just tissues everywhere. I bet you he's the guy stealing all the toilet paper.
No, just for his sweat still, though.
Yeah, just for Jim.
But at what point do we say, is this a media thing, or is there genuinely something huge here that we need to worry about, to the degree that we are?
Well, I mean, it's WHO said that it's a pandemic. All the major medical authorities in the world have said it's a massive issue. And I don't think any of them are reading the Daily Star or the Sun thinking, oh, well, we better be worried now.
No, but
like, they're the ones who are...
It's how the information is getting put out to everyone.
There is too much panic, and I feel this really does expose people in times of sort of emergency scenarios, and it shows the people who are very selfish. It shows the people who care, because a group of people no one's talking about. What about homeless people?
It's a very good point, man.
Like, homeless people get this. Where are they going to self-isolate? They're just going to be sitting on the streets. They probably will just die on the streets. Like, let's be honest, that's going to happen.
It also will keep it on the street as well.
It will keep it on the street.
We'll keep it alive, essentially.
And the only time we're going to, once a dead corpse is, they'll just clean it up from the street and wash that area. That's the only time they'll give a shit about that person.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw something. I'm not sure if this isn't like factual information, but I saw something on Twitter. Suddenly I got sent Twitter stuff, but I got sent an image of this reporter who used like satellite images of, I'm not sure what country, I think Iran, somewhere around there.
Are you able to get this tweet back up again and put it
probably
on the
I could probably send it to you.
Cool.
I have it on my phone actually somewhere. But and it's like mass burial sites where they're putting all the patients, not even like in single, but like they've just got loads of space and loads of bodies just thrown in there.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's the point that this virus has got to in some countries.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think Iran's a great country to sort of handle.
They're not going to be equipped, are they? There's so many other issues going on there. You know, it's almost like a different.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a political mood. I'm wearing a fedora.
Fedora, yeah. All right, so I've got a story that I'd like to share with you both, and I'd like to get your opinions on the matter.
Okay.
So, back in December, around Christmas time, a lot of people were getting ill, right? A lot of people. If you look it up online, I don't know if you guys know anyone personally, or you might have gotten ill around that time. It might take you some time to think, but there genuinely was some sort of flu going around Christmas time. I got it. So this is how it panned out for me. I went to my missus's house. Her sister had it at this time, right? And
no.
Okay, go on. I'll explain, and then what were you gonna say?
No,
I feel like it might have been.
no, carry on.
Okay, all right. So the sister, my missus' sister got ill, and she was really ill when we went round there. Shortly after that, my missus got it. I then got it. My mum got it. My missus's granddad got it, and her dad got it. Right?
When did you get it?
This was around Christmas. Literally on Christmas Day. I was ill.
What was it? Flu?
It was flu. This is what I'm thinking at the time. It was just really bad flu, but there was something different about it. I won't lie. Like, generally, it was like I couldn't breathe properly. It was like
I got something similar.
Chest infection. Was this around the time?
No, but this was in January, and I'm telling you, it was bad. Like I was in like hot fever states.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I was the same. Hold on to that thought then, because you're aiding to my story
here we go.
right now.
The tinfoil hat is on.
It's on, well and truly on, mate. So anyway, so this is around Christmas. We're all ill at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I said, my girlfriend's granddad, he was in hospital with it. Her dad was in hospital with it. They're all okay now as well, which is obviously going to put that out there. Anyway, when I then looked into it, a lot of people online are saying the same thing. They got this really bad flu around November, December time. So we then traced it, and my girlfriend's sister, one of her pupils, so she's a teacher, I should mention. One of her colleagues went into hospital with flu around the time she got it. That particular teacher, her student went into hospital with flu, and her dad around that time had just come back from China. So then I've seen...
Where in China?
I don't know the details.
Okay,
I just know he came back from China. But if you just look at that trail, it makes perfect logical sense of that. Is it possible that we had the coronavirus here without knowing that we actually had it?
Possibly.
Well,
I mean, they
They would have tested,
if they are doing the swab test.
How would you know to
If
test?
they went into a hospital?
So when they do the swab test, they now know. I don't know back then, but now when they do the swab test, they can tell the DNA of the coronavirus and differentiate it from the flu. Obviously, like yourself and your mum.
Well,
like,
we were never tested.
You were never tested, so you don't know. And I think the government's figures yesterday, they say that they reckon it's about 5,000 to 10,000 people currently have it. That includes people who self-isolating. Yeah, that's an estimate. That's not the declared figure.
Oh, because
80%.
globally it's like apparently from my information.
Oh, wait for sheets.
125,000.
Yeah, it's really big. Let's focus on the UK
as of March 12th.
Right. Okay. So let's stay focused on the UK because that's all we can really talk about. At the moment, 80% of cases are mild. But what I'm I'm just sort of exploring the question of the media's input in terms of their fear mongering and everyone's panic. Is there a potential that we are panicking for nothing? The media are creating this, and we're actually at the tail end of the flu, and we just don't realise it yet.
I definitely don't feel we're on the tail end.
We don't know. We don't know. This is the thing.
I mean,
time will tell.
I'm just saying what I see is.
I'm more trying to inject a bit of optimism because wouldn't it be
I get
great if
where
that
you're
was
coming
the case?
from.
But that's
and there's
almost
definitely
what the
evidence
media
that could
should be
suggest
doing.
Yeah.
Well, look,
They shouldn't be putting fear, saying, "Oh, this is only the beginning. It's gonna get worse." This is what sparks the fire to panicking and so forth.
That's entirely based on the public and how people in the public react. So that's why I said you get those two people. You get the people who go, "Oh, it's just fake news. There's nothing there," and then you get the people who go, "Oh, I need to go buy loads of loo paper." Like there's a reasonable middle ground where you go, "Okay, this is an issue. We know how we can limit it from travelling to other people." I think what the aim now will be sort of that I think the phrase is herd immunity, where most of us are going to get it. Most of us are going to get it. We're going to become immune to it. Well, hopefully immune to it.
You will. That's fact.
Yeah.
That's what happens with flu.
Well, this isn't flu though, so that's the
It's
problem.
a strand.
So we
Isn't it?
It's
Isn't
not
it
a strand.
It's a type of flu, isn't it?
No, it's a different DNA. It
DNA.
follows the
No.
same symptoms to flu.
Is COVID not a...
No, coronavirus.
Coronavirus
so there's many different
is like
types.
it's like a type of virus.
So-
if that makes sense. It's
So
on
the
the-
word
type of-
coronavirus.
It's on the same strand as Ebola, is it?
No. So coronavirus. It's
We definitely-
corona means king. And
No, SARS. Sorry, it's on the same strand as SARS.
Okay.
Yeah.
When that
So-
happened.
So right, yeah. So what I'm saying is.
Do any of you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
SARS was back in 2002, I think. So
3.
So coronavirus,
okay.
it's shaped like a crown when you see it on the DNA, I think, or a halo. So that's why it's got that name. And so we know that that's different to a flu. Obviously, it shares the same symptoms to flu and can lead to pneumonia.
Fine.
But it's different in that sense. Where was I going anyway?
I
What was I saying?
I think you were just saying whether this is the same as the flu. That's what you said.
No.
Well, look,
Right? Really, ultimately, I was trying to open up a debate about the media's impact. on it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
strayed
yeah.
off slightly. What I was just going to say was, if we look at what, say, Boris Johnson has come out and said, you will lose loved ones. Are you expecting people not to panic? You're coming out and telling people they're going to lose their family, expecting people to not do nothing.
To be fair, what he was saying
and
was...
Hold on. Also, when you look at the facts, 10 people have... It's sad. 10 people have
21.
sadly passed. Is it
24.
Sorry, 21 people have sadly passed. I've literally got it written down in
24
front of me.
now.
21 it is, as of this
24.
morning.
As of
24.
later on this today.
As
I've
right
had
now.
3 people died today. As of 9 a.m.
Yeah.
this morning, it was 21.
It's 24. 100.
Yeah, okay. So 24. Now, look, I'm not...
How rude is argument?
No, not at all. It's only 3 more people. It hasn't. It's just I want to be sensitive about it because people have passed, and that's a sad thing, and that's not cool. But what I'm just trying to say is it doesn't equal to the amount of sheer panic that is going on here. And I think what's so important is that people need to fucking calm down because if we're gonna find...
You're right, it is 21.
It is 21.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I read 24 hours.
Right.
It doubled from yesterday.
Right. Okay. Cool. So as we said, we'll go from as of 9 a.m. today. It was 21.
Okay.
No, at least we're trying to get facts
yeah.
right here. We would have not gotten it right at all before, so it's a start.
I think it's a bit dangerous though to base it on how many deaths are so far. We've got to remember. I know you
have
think
to do that though.
Well, no, because at the moment it's low, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have a lot of people. We don't know about, and a lot of people who now have it are unfortunately not a high percentage, but a certain percentage of the people who are going to be diagnosed with it are going to die later on. And we got to be
sorry. Is that who said that? And
if you look at what happened with Italy, they had a huge spike after a while once they put it in sort of a state of emergency. And all I'm saying is, and I'm basing this off a medical expert I saw on Newsnight recently.
So I want you to clarify: is this your opinion, or are you stating that?
No, I'm basing it on a medical expert who says it's dangerous to sort of base it on, oh, there's a few deaths here or there's a few deaths there. You do want to base it on the number of people who have contracted it, and because at the end of the day, these numbers are going to increase, like the number of deaths. And look, I totally get what you're saying, mate. You can't panic. Panic is just a stupid thing to do. It's not going to help anything. But there are reasonable adjustments we need to make, and people need to adapt the way they live their day-to-day lives. I think, unfortunately, that's something we're going to have to do. I think
that the fact
is you can't carry on as normal.
Well, actually, I'm not so sure about that, because you do have to look at the deaths, because that's kind of how you have to. Hold on, and you also have to look at the percentage of people and whether or not their effects are mild or severe. At this moment in time, 80% of people's effects are mild, and there have been 21 people that have passed.
Yeah,
that doesn't warrant for all shops to be shut, people to be staying indoors, because it means too much of a big thing to do that. Our economy stops, we stop 100%. Making money, and then we need to go into a recession.
Every small business that's going to close and probably shut down because of this virus. But
you're saying are mild illnesses, and I get what you're saying. Us three are going to be fine if we get it. But you've got to think about when you go on, if you have it and you go out in public and you decide to go on the train or you decide to go on the bus and you're touching things and maybe you're coughing, even if you cover your mouth, droplets are still going to travel. And you've got to think about all the other people who are going to be on that tube or that bus. That could be old people. That could be people who are disabled. It's going to be... If we're going to get over this, it's going to have a sort of communal spirit, and we can't sort of see it in individualistic.
Yeah, but exactly.
The world can't stop.
There's no way.
And no one's saying we're going to have to stop.
If you're talking about people like elderly, disabled, etc., that are taking transport, they're the people that should be at home, not like people who...
Yeah, but again, their lives also need to continue. It's really important that old people don't stay indoors. Hold on. It's important that old people stay indoors, because if they don't stay indoors, because it means more to them. If they stay inside, they often get things wrong.
You can't say we all have to self-isolate.
You can't expect
I'm not saying we all have to self-isolate. I'm saying that the people who have the symptoms do need to self-isolate until those symptoms go away. It's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Then
how do you know when you've not just got a common cold?
This is it. Well, we don't know, but the best... what's worse? You going out and taking a chance, or you staying in and not... and maybe possibly saving an old person's life?
No, but that's you're sort of couching that in emotional language.
That's the media side.
But exactly.
They are scaremongering.
Yeah, but that's
it's
couching
not scaremongering.
Hold on.
It's just a reality.
Hold on. That's couching it in language. If you put it, you could save an old person's life. That's emotional language. Let's look at it facts, black and white.
That is a fact.
No, it's not. No, it isn't. You can't
if I transfer,
you can't possibly.
If I transfer the coronavirus to a 70-year-old, there's a high chance that person might severely be ill from that illness.
I'm talking about this in the context of you saying that people need to stay indoors more and stop working. And
none of us need to stay
completely
indoors
in the context of that.
Yeah,
I think people need to understand what we're saying by that and what that means if we do that. Like the economy will be fucked.
The economy's already fucked.
It is.
Just had a huge crash.
But so we're going to make it even worse then.
But what's more important, people dying or the economy?
But people aren't dying.
People are dying,
not en masse. What I'm talking about is we've had 21 deaths.
That's because we're on the first 2 weeks, bro.
This is exactly my point. Let's keep perspective. We've had 21 deaths. How many of those already had underlying health issues? This is what I'm saying. Yeah. The media creates so much shit. I was in the car with my dad the other day on the radio, and they go, two more deaths confirmed on coronavirus, Christ. Bringing the total to 10. The 2 had underlying health issues. But she said, hold on. She said it exactly like that. And look at that. Look at that language. big, bold, loud voice for the 10 deaths, get people worried, and then underneath it all, so you don't connect to it, they had underlying health issues. If that is going on, we are not being fed the right information, and it's even more important to not lose your shit. Because you can't lose your shit. No one's saying lose your
shit, mate, but it's not an unreasonable thing. If you compare this to, say, other events which have happened in history, like a good example I heard from a doctor recently, if you compare it to the Blitz, where you had rationing, you had to put your lights off late at night, you had conscription, people had to go join the army. There was literally so many things you had to do. All we're being asked to do is wash our hands when we come and go certain places, self-isolating if you have a cough or a high temperature. It's not a ridiculous...
But in reality...
I hear... Sorry. I hear what you're saying very quickly, but you can't compare it to the Blitz. It's not the same thing.
Well, a lot of medical experts are saying that,
well, that's stupid then.
No, because
it's not
our
stupid.
country is not on the same kind of pressure as they were then.
It's not a world war. Sorry, go on. Sorry, then.
Well, that was it. It's not the same. It's not on the same level right now.
I'm not saying it.
Our country is not in the same. Can you let me speak for a second?
Go ahead.
Ooh, that sounded savage. Our country is not in the same predicament as we were in the World War.
But the problem with what your guys
in
are
the World
saying
War,
is you're saying I'm only going to wait until I get to 500 deaths before I start taking it seriously.
That's not what I said.
Well, what are you going to... When are you going to take it seriously?
I never said I wasn't taking it seriously. My point is that I'm saying it's important to not lose context of the situation and understand that we're in a situation where 21 people have sadly died, but it's not this big, let's buy all the fucking toilet roll and lose our lives.
We're in agreement that's stupid.
And 80% of it is mild. I'm saying it's important to not lose perspective. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not serious.
But when doctors are saying...
People are dying.
When doctors are giving you advice on how we can delay this from happening...
We all agree on the same thing here.
Of course. But when doctors are giving you advice on how to delay it, you can't just go, oh, you're being over dramatic. They're doctors. They're not going to say...
We're not...
I got it, mate. We're sorted.
We're not talking about the doctors. We're talking about the media who are putting out aggressive language and saying things like, as you said, 2 more dead.
And then they had underlying health conditions. Mate, come on. Like, you can't have that. You cannot have that. That is.
Admittedly, having listened to the radio, so I can't say...
Yeah, but come on, you don't even need to. We know what our British media are like. You know that that's the case. You don't even need to hear that. We know what our British media are like. And this is another thing. We all know that our media are full of shit. They tell outright lies and extend and push the truth massively. We know this. Look at Caroline Flack. Look at all the issues that have come up over the years. So why are we not putting 2 and 2 together and understanding that obviously this coronavirus isn't going to be what they are telling us it is? Because we know our media.
We'll give an example of when they've lied with this.
How am I going to possibly know that?
Well, then
my point is
we're only at the start.
Yeah, we're only at the start of it. I couldn't tell you what's a lie from what's not. I don't know. But what I'm.
And by the time
then why are you so sure that they're lying?
No, but you're missing the point. My point is that you have to look at the history of our media and other situations and look at that and go, well, they lied about this. They chatted shit. They can't be trusted. So in this case, if we're getting all of this to this degree, can it be trusted? That's the question.
Maybe, but I get what you're saying. I think the media, there's definitely been cases when the media have lied and they've scared people, and
it's
obviously
not even
a lot of that has happened.
Twisting the truth and bending it into a way where
I guess
they get their perspective to push their agenda.
Exactly.
And that's what it is.
But also, the solution to this, I would say, is then you should get your facts and your details. When we talk about the media, I think definitely, I would definitely strongly agree with you with social media, because I think social media is definitely this place.
You wouldn't agree with generally the British media then?
I'd have to assess each one. The thing for me is, because I've got journalists in my family, I don't like to just label all the media in a blanket statement, because I think there are decent journalists out there who do work hard and do provide, who have decent sources or do good groundwork, and they do provide good
mainstream
information.
Media then, mainstream media.
I get what Leo's
and
saying.
even mainstream,
of course.
even in the mainstream, you have really good journalists who have provided, for example, grooming gangs. That was mainstream media who uncovered that. It was the journalist behind it. Ryan, listen to me.
But it wasn't.
The journalist who uncovered it worked for the Daily Telegraph. Okay, he provided it from the Daily Telegraph. Listen, so you can't say that. Obviously, there were people who covered it up. I agree,
bro.
But
that's not.
Also,
a good
the
example.
media does good.
That isn't a good example.
Why?
Because they only focused on Rotherham and Rochdale. But it's that was so widespread and still is widespread.
Yeah, of course.
And there is so much information about that whole scandal that the media have not told us about and have not spoken about, and they do not talk about.
Not all the media.
Hold on. They do not talk about the situation of the grooming gangs like properly. They just don't. So
Well,
I don't think that's a good example.
I'm just saying, Ryan, is you say the media. You're technically part of the media because you work in camera.
Yeah, but
Camera team, don't you?
Works
You work on the
inside
One
camera.
Show.
It's just inside it. Take
You
it.
work on the One Show. Would you say that the One Show is throwing out fake news and extremism all the time?
I hear what you're saying. So
Yes.
I mean, look, I'm in a position with Leo there where I can't possibly comment on that publicly, to be totally honest. But it's
Can I
maybe,
bring a question?
Maybe, but go on.
So this is the second time a virus has come out of China now, from the same the same way. Both times were from a wet market. How has China not dealt with this second time round? When this first time was it was like such a big pandemic when it happened. I think nearly 800 people died. It got to 29 countries.
Yeah.
And how this started was at a wet market because, well, that's just how the disease started.
Bat soup.
Yeah, I thought wasn't that the bat soup?
Bat soup, yeah.
Yeah, and animals are kept on top of each other in cages, so
fucked up.
pus, etc., is spreading between each animal, and then that animal is now contracted with the humans because they're sold, etc. So the first time around when SARS happened, I'm pretty sure, closed all wild animal like markets like that, and it was only temporary. Closed it temporary. You would think after the first time they would just close it immediately. You can't have any more of those. Opened it back up once SARS kind of passed off. This happened. They've temporarily closed it down again at markets. What happens if they open it again? Are we just prepared to wait for another virus to come back again?
I know, I agree, yeah.
Very good.
How has none of the media not attacked China, because I mean that will start other things, but how have no one gone after China and been like, look, this is the second time around this has happened. How can you just get away with it?
I think the world is very annoyed with China. But,
obviously there's more things to think about,
but definitely
our own
like
people,
actually
etc.
attack it. I mean,
you can't attack them, but
you can't because they're so powerful. It's the most powerful country in the world.
Yes.
Let's be honest, even
But
more
there
than
needs to be,
America now.
like there needs to be like some sort of
Repercussion, yeah.
Not repercussion.
Compensation for the rest of the world.
Not even that. There needs to be a rule.
Yeah, but no, I mean that would open up a whole can of worms. How could you possibly decide what form of compensation?
I know,
How would
I
that
agree.
even come to be? What the public must pay out of their own pocket? It wasn't really their fault, was it?
No.
There's.
Oh, but you saying the Chinese government doesn't have money?
I mean, of course not. But what I'm just saying is, it's not realistic that the government are going to go, all right, mate, here you go. They're going to.
Oh no, they won't. Of course they won't.
I'm pretty sure I read something about China giving money to all the Hong Kong people, or something like that. But anyway, like wildlife farming anyway needs to be stopped in China.
People.
You can't say that.
What, the Chinese government doesn't like a lot of Hong Kong
I thought you said you
Leo,
hate Hong
I'm
Kong
pretty
people.
sure
No, I just said...
I think you've mistaken what you said. You literally just said,
I hate Hong Kong.
I hate Hong Kong.
No, I didn't say that. They said they hate. I said they hate.
Well,
we both
I don't... Why would I hate Hong Kong
that's
people?
why I was
That's
like,
why we
what?
both reacted so
No,
weird.
no. I said the Chinese government has been horrible to Hong Kong people.
Fine.
But either way, wildlife farming needs to stop in China, just because it's creating diseases, and maybe in our future they're going to look back at these two diseases, SARS and COVID-19, and think, oh wow, that was the start of it. Like, it can get worse from this. I'm not trying to scaremonger, but like, this is maybe the beginning of something else that they need to learn and stop.
Well, should we just conclude on a slightly lighter note? I was just going to say, because So, slight technical difficulties. Shit happens. Where are we? So we'll just conclude on the whole COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some positives that you know you guys can take from it. You know, I feel like the thing to focus on is the fact that it's 80% mild at this moment in time.
Yeah.
The number of deaths are small, and we're hoping that doesn't rise. And it's just important to know, keep yourself clean. Make sure you don't buy out the whole fucking supermarket so
Yeah,
others
come
can
on.
stay clean as well.
Leave the toilet roll to other people. Come on.
And the pasta. Well, it's interesting to know that that's people's go-to food when they need to self-isolate.
Well, it's
There's just
like
loads of
rice
pasta.
and
I guess it's
shit like
easy,
that.
but
Yeah.
it's like no one goes for anything.
It's mad because all the actual like cold meats, etc. There's plenty of it. But
Yeah.
no, better buy the pasta. Better buy the pasta. All right. Jesus.
Yeah, and also when tea goes, if tea bags run short, there's a problem. So it cannot get to that ever. Anyway,
All right. Yeah.
should we move on?
Move on. Well, I had an interesting thing which happened the last couple of weeks. So I work on Good Morning Britain. Well, I guess I work alongside. Because I'm not contracted with them, but yeah.
Yeah, you're security for them.
And there was a small segment where Andy Peters, who's one of the presenters, he was doing World Pie Week, and he made a joke where he went, "Who ate all the pies? Piers Morgan ate all the pies," and he made a bit of a joke about Piers Morgan. And now, and I asked him about it and said that was a great, hilarious bit, and he went, "Yeah, now I'm getting loads of stuff on Twitter for people trying to cancel me and like trying to get rid of me for fat shaming."
Ryan's specialty. Here we go.
Just take a fucking joke, innit? Like,
You know the crazy thing about this is Piers Morgan gets loads of shit for fat shaming, and now these people who are anti-fat shaming people are defending Piers Morgan. And it's like, he's not even in your tribe, bro. Like,
the thing is, I sometimes like Piers Morgan's interviews, like the one he did recently with the Labour leader candidate.
Lisa Nandy.
Yeah. One thing I do
Just
really like
let
about
her speak.
well, no, but she weren't fucking answering the question properly anyway. She was swimming around the issue like politicians do. But I feel like I like his straightness, and I do like there's no bullshit.
He tells it how it is.
Yeah. There's no bullshitting.
The whole world's gone mad.
We need that. Everyone
You're
is
telling me
just
we need
horseshit.
Piers Morgan.
We don't need Piers Morgan. I was going to get to the
good.
other side of him because he is a bit of a
Wanker.
yeah. And also like some of the things he said as an Arsenal fan, and he's an Arsenal fan. Like
Always comes back to Arsenal, doesn't it? What?
But yeah, I feel like people just need to take a joke, man. Like, what are we going to start getting cancelled for laughing? Is that what's going to happen eventually?
Ryan.
You can't laugh. It's rude.
Well, an interesting thing about this, and it's linked up to cancel culture, because people are trying to get rid of Andy Peters, who, if you've ever met the man, he's like the nicest human being in the world. Like, he's just so nice and kind, and like, he's not evil, and he just tells a joke, and like, yeah. But
so he's nice.
But what he told me, the interesting thing he told me was he asked Piers Morgan, like, because he was worried that maybe he did offend Piers. And then he said, "What should I do?" And then Piers, who obviously is an expert in offending people, slap online, he just said, "Just ignore them." And as a result, he has ignored them. He hasn't lost his job. He's still going to carry his job. And I think maybe that's a solution to just stopping this whole cancel culture, is just to ignore it. And just like, as long as you just persevere, people will get bored. I mean, people get shocked and offended for about 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, and then they just move on to the next thing, don't they?
But is it not mad irritating?
It
like,
is.
it genuinely makes my blood boil. Like,
I agree.
And where does it happen? Twitter.
And also, I hate to bash on the lefties again, but it's the lefties every fucking time. Just take a chill pill.
Do you think we'll ever get to the point where we lose Hell's Kitchen because Gordon Ramsay's too fucking savage?
Yeah,
he would not be able to make that show now. He would not be able to make that show now. The amount of
Where's the lamb sauce?
You fat French pig!
This soup is dry.
What are you? An idiot sandwich?
No. Do not.
Have you ever seen the compilation of him doing Kids Hell's Kitchen and like normal Hell's Kitchen? It's like one of the kids is burning something. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about that. Just stand back. Let me just turn it down. Now make sure you don't turn it on too much." And then it goes to the other guy. He's like, "For fuck's sake, just leave it alone."
Wouldn't it be great if he did that to the kid as well? Just like, "For fuck's sake!" Little like fucking Shannon, 5-year-old Shannon, like. Oh. Amazing.
But anyway, yeah. What did you get, you guys? Your opinion? You think obviously it's bullshit. I mean, I think we're all in agreement there.
Fuck me, like, and if you're not, then look at yourself.
But how do you feel about fat shaming?
Look at yourself. I can just imagine someone's watching this, gets up the mirror and just like, oh no, what have I become?
But what do you guys think about fat shaming? Do you think like it's?
I mean, I don't think you should be doing it on a daily basis. Leo.
Or ever.
Well, what did he say this to me? I haven't done it.
I worded it in a way it was like, so should I stop?
Do you know what?
Do you think I should stop? I feel like I'm addicted to fat shaming.
I just realised you should never do that ever, but that massively contradicts what I was saying about getting annoyed at the fact that people are not laughing. So.
No, it's in the context of things.
Yeah, so if
you shouldn't go out there and be like, "Hey, fat pig."
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that.
You shouldn't be doing that. No.
But if
that's not nice.
If you've got a certain rapport with someone where it doesn't hurt them and you can laugh.
Oh, if your mates and banter.
Yeah. Rapport. Yeah. It's that's fine.
I could say, and I don't want to make this a serious bit now, but as someone who's had family members who have had eating disorders, I do know that when you hear people saying, "Oh, fat shaming should be used to encourage people to lose weight," if it did, then I would. We absolutely should do it, but statistically, it just doesn't work. It just makes the person more depressed, and they start eating more. So if you're coming from that perspective, I don't think you should fat shame. But as you say, if it's mates and you're just having a bit of banter, who the fuck cares? Like, fuck off.
You fat shit, Leo.
Yeah, chubby chunker. The chubby chunker.
Bro, you can't call me that.
Sorry, am I triggering your anxiety?
Trigging, yes.
Trigging.
It's trigged.
Who fucking trigged me?
Did any of you watch? No, you lot didn't watch Sports Relief last night, did you?
No, inform us.
So you know how the Pussycat Dolls are back, yeah?
No. I'm so happy about it, though. Oh my god.
You know about them, right?
Yeah, I saw them on in deck the other day.
Nicole Schreiz. I can never say it. But it's just, I don't understand how they're like a group or how they are just together, because it's just her and a bunch of backup dancers behind them.
Who's her?
Oh,
Nicole.
Me.
It's just her
whole group.
It is a whole group, but everyone just focuses on Nicole. I'm not saying focus on everyone else.
There's so many bands like that. Everyone focuses on Ollie from Bring Me the Horizon. No one gives a shit about the others.
No,
no one cares about the
ginger
with the herpes.
That's totally different. That's a band and a frontman. They're all singers.
They're a girl band.
Yeah, but they're all singers. Right? They should be like how One Direction are. I know Harry Styles is like the leader, but everyone almost got like.
So what's your issue? Is your issue that Nicole is more famous than the others?
No, I just got an issue with Pussycat Dolls. I think they're shit.
Mate, at least you didn't have to sit through Saturday Night Takeaway with Ant and Dec and listen to them do not only the live show but their rehearsals several times.
Oh, I know what that feeling's like. Like, it does get a bit long. You watch the same rehearsal over and over again.
You were on it again.
Oh yeah, you were on the show.
We'll have to throw it again because you're dancing. You're literally like.
I did a bit of dad dancing.
And you're literally.
And I have to laugh.
What is that move called where you're just like?
It's called white guy at a party.
It's like flipping the duvets.
Yeah, when you put your duvet through your thing.
That was literally what you were doing.
It's so true. Look, I've never claimed I'm a dancer. Let's just make
what about the dance moves we learned in Zante where you're like checking the shelves and throwing out the pepper and the salt?
Oh mate, you did a bit of fishing rod, catching your
catch. We weren't doing that.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't there, so I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds
we went to Zante and Ryan wasn't there, which probably was why it was so enjoyable. But
it was amazing to be fair.
You've just offended me again.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm in a Piers Morgan mood.
That was silent for too long.
The world's gone mad! First you can't eat pies, then you can't... Then men helping their babies. I mean, what the hell?
Wait,
what are you talking about?
What's my Piers Morgan impression? Oh, he had a problem with babies, with men having sort of like slings for holding the babies. And he was like, this isn't manly at all.
Oh, great. That's good for society, isn't it? Let's push that toxic masculinity. Love it. Speaking of toxic masculinity. Masculinity.
The immaculate misconception.
Yeah. By the way, this has got no link to what I was going to say. I was just thinking the other day, I was just chilling in my room. And I might make an OnlyFans account.
Oh no. Yeah, but that's...
Can you explain to me what that is? And to the other viewers.
You make an account, post nudes, and people buy it. Basically.
Oh yeah, only.
I wouldn't buy your fucking
shit,
chicken
now I know about
fillet
that.
What are you
feet.
trying to say? What's wrong with my feet?
Mate, they look like chicken
I've got
Kievs.
Chicken.
lovely
He's
feet.
got
This guy's
2
just
chicken
jealous,
Kievs on the bottom.
I
of his
really want to
feet.
put up a picture of your feet that I have from Thailand, and I swear to
My
God,
feet are not that
they
bad,
look
but
like
They're
pork
kinda
chops,
bad.
They're
bro.
perfectly symmetrical caramel feet.
Just because they're symmetrical don't mean much, mate. I mean,
Yeah, they're still fucking.
They're not even symmetrical. Anyway, but yeah, you know, people that go on the whole OnlyFans thing make bread. You know, like big.
Did you hear what happened recently?
yeah, but they're sort
What
of.
was that?
Aren't they sort of? Isn't it sort of like you're selling yourself a bit? Like, I mean,
But if it's for like 600k, and you know,
no one's making
like,
600k on OnlyFans.
Yes.
No, no. They
There
are.
are.
I told you they're making bread. Mate.
Name a person.
I can't look, mate. I ain't on there. Innit?
He
I'm not on
can't
there.
tell. He can't tell you all the accounts he's subscribed to, mate.
I want to know this man
He's
making
in a
600k.
relationship.
And yeah, also I want to specify I am subscribed to no one on OnlyFans, and you know I'd like to maintain my
Wait, so
relationship
how do
Clearly
you know
be
all
doing
this
some research
information
on
then,
it.
huh?
because I just know that.
Yeah.
The thing is, it makes it look
Gil!
like it as well.
Gil!
It fully.
But anyway, what I was gonna say is, did you hear what happened recently?
No, go on.
Saving you here. Just
Thanks.
cutting out.
And I also just want to clarify, I'm not been on any OnlyFans, never.
He's
On
got foot
anyone's
fetish.
denial.
He's got foot fetish.
Yeah, did you hear there was a whole leak recently where like everyone's stuff was just out for free or something? There was a link where people could just get everyone's.
That was bound to happen.
And to be
though,
fair, there was some memes where like people were like, "Haha, all the people that paid for OnlyFans, and look at me,
Yeah, I got them all for free. Yeah.
Thing is,
yeah.
I wouldn't go on for the simple fact I feel really depressed people wouldn't even charge that much. Like, they're probably like, Leo, stab yourself for 20p. And I'm like, alright. Like, I'm just.
I don't think that's
I don't
how it
think-
works, Leo.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
not
it?
quite like that. You literally just put nudes and videos up and people subscribe. It's like a Patreon sort of
Oh,
thing.
is that like that?
With nudes, yeah. It's alright, I've got a question for you. What would you do if your missus came home and said, you know what, I want to start an OnlyFans account. I want to get on this. I feel really seriously about it. I'm going to make a lot of money.
I'll be honest, and I'll be like, I'm not comfortable.
What if she was going to make 600 bags?
You were fine with your
how
daughter.
much?
You were
Did
fine with
you
your
just say
daughter.
No, no,
600k, how much?
no, wait. So 600k as in per year, or like just straight up?
Straight up.
And then how much after?
I don't know, but there's
You probably have to
obviously
pay a bit of
different-
tax.
I want to know.
Do you have to pay tax on it? I imagine so.
Yeah, sure, but you're still getting bread, mate.
That's
like-
about, well, 600k.
Depends
That's
how
fine.
much.
I think you're in the
No,
40%
because that's
bracket
her
or something?
600k. It's not my 600k.
No, I tell you what. Enough, like that you knew. Say like.
Would I
you
have
knew
to
you
be
were
involved?
comfortable. No. She's just doing her own thing. You could have the option to. It would give you more money. But just say like you'll be comfortable for your set. You're set with your missus. Just say hypothetically.
But it's
like,
her
you're-
money. It's not my money.
No, of course it's her. Bruv, play the game, man. So you're set.
I am playing the game.
She gives you the money, right? You're set, and you start. Just say you're a bit older and you're like ready to start a family or whatever. You know all that shit's covered.
I don't think I can do it.
Everything's covered. Your life is covered.
Nah.
They're gonna make bags.
Because then, like, I'm gonna have kids and stuff, and then all the kids at school is like, "Oh, I got okay." Say my kid's called Sandra. I don't know why my kid is
Please
called
don't
Sandra. Say my kid is
Please
called.
don't call your kid a 45-year-old.
All right, let me get on with my
Dulwich.
hypothetical story. Sandra's at school, and Timmy comes up to Sandra's like, "Haha, I got your mummy's nudes."
I'd be worried for the kids' parents if they're that
Wait.
young and they've managed to
Okay,
come across
true.
the
Can I just
news.
say-
Okay, 13-year-olds. or
Wait, can I just say, a
15-year-olds.
couple of weeks ago, you were fine if your daughter was going to become a porn star.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said, I would support her.
Sorry. Go on.
Well, we talked in hypothetical terms.
Rewatch that video.
Rewatch
She
it.
definitely
I
says
said-
that.
I did say I wouldn't be fully comfortable with it, but I would have to. I mean, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't do it. Like, she's 18, she can do whatever she wants.
No
All right.
one's saying you. Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm
so-
just
so-
saying I would feel uncomfortable.
So back onto the point. Your missus comes home. She can make potential of $1 million now.
I'd probably
I've
say
upped
no.
it, and you're.
I
you're
can't
like,
say no, but I'd
No,
be
you
like,
can't. Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, oh, look, I'm not going to be comfortable.
You're not
with
cool
this.
with it. So,
I'm not cool
so
with
say
it.
she goes ahead with it anyway. Do you stay with her or not?
I don't know. That's a weird one, to be honest.
Pardon me. I'm so.
What about you? Let me get your opinion, then I'll say mine.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
there we go. Yeah, same no.
Yeah, see, look.
Yeah, this is pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I hear, I just dressed it up to make it sound like, oh, you're not gonna go for it. I totally would never go for it. I could never have my missus doing that. And also, you have to think ahead. Like, all my mates, you guys would be able to see, nah. And what if I do want to have kids someday? And boom, yeah, they're gonna come home. Oh, I saw, and they're like 15, like you said, and oh mate, I saw your mum's whatever, you know, and you know how it is. So it's just.
But
having said that, like,
no, she would not be.
Having said that, like, people don't even like go on porn to like sort of look at like certain people and like get off on it. Like if you look at like all those famous actresses, like you telling me no one. Like, it's probably difficult for Angelina Jolie's kids to, like, navigate through school, isn't it? Or, like, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson's kids.
Does she have porn out there?
I think
no, I don't mean porn, but just, like, the fact that
to
she's an attractive woman and, like, people can just sort of look her online. Like, you know, it's a weird world having hot mums.
Fair.
So, yeah, no.
All right, well...
Not saying you're not pretty, mummy.
Well, for more information, go to onlyfans.com/Leo Johnson.
Plenty of feet pics up there.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. You'll be funding the podcast. So.
It's funding the podcast. Exactly. How do you think we're surviving?
Yeah, well,
wait.
We're not.
We're
running low, bro. Like,
hold on. Can we actually set one up where we just post our feet? Would you be okay with that?
What?
And say that.
What? We're actually going to do this?
No, I'm saying no. Okay, maybe. Say we set up an OnlyFans, the egg on your face OnlyFans account, and we just post our feet. Would you be okay with doing that? And we make bread.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Absolutely. But you said I've got
only
chicken Kiev feet. I've got the selling point. Fuck you. I don't need your feet. I've got my chicken Kievs.
No, but it's a collective. Maybe
600 bags are mine.
Maybe we can mix and match. We can have like the chicken Kiev and the Turkish kebab. I don't know.
Are you the Turkish kebab?
I don't know.
Who am I? The pork pie.
The pork pie.
What would you be?
The boiled ham.
Yes, definitely the boiled ham. The chicken Kiev and the Turkish delight.
Why do you have such a nice one? The lime.
Yeah, how come you get a nice one? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you go back to the kebab, motherfucker.
I like both, so.
Oh, sugar.
Dearie me.
Yeah. Anyway, what else?
I know we wanted to do egg on your face nominee at the end, but this is just one I wanted to do.
Okay.
I hate to bring him up again, but he just gets on my tits
I know you're gonna bring it up.
all the fucking time. And it's Mr. Rory Stewart.
Yeah.
What did you do this week, Rory? What did you fuck up this week? So, you know how he's been doing Kip with Rory.
Yeah.
He said recently, several times in an interview, that he stayed at around 50 people's houses.
This week?
Over the night. Over this week. Let me finish it all.
50.
Wait, hold on.
He stayed at... Guys, let me finish the thing.
I just want to clarify. Are you saying he stayed at 50 houses in the space of 7 days?
Yes.
Guys, if I finish the thing, then you can find out what I'm saying.
But
he said this week, I stayed in 50 people's houses, but he only started it 27 days ago. So that would mean...
So we were still... along the same
yeah,
term.
Yeah.
It's mental.
So he's bullshitting.
He's what he's doing. Basically. Let's just get to it. Yeah.
Oh, and you think I was overreacting and panicking? He's the one who's panicking about fucking Corona.
Really?
Like, oh my god, the stuff he's coming out.
Hold on, why is he staying at people's houses then? Hold on. What are you doing, mate?
Immunity, mate. He's starting it.
No, but...
Oh god,
but that's
he's the last one on planet with you. It's like, hi, can I stay with you? There's no one left.
There's no one left. Oh my god, imagine. He knocks on your door like 1 a.m.
I share the same bath with my children when they pee. You know he said that.
He said what?
He said, I share the same bath with my children when they pee.
Do you know what would be a sick video?
So it's weird. Yeah, go on.
We get an Airbnb. Get the Airbnb. Email him. And then we film it and get him to stay in the Airbnb with us.
No, it's impossible to sign up. He's impossible to sign up and get him to come.
Really?
Because that's another bullshit. He's just trying.
He's
purposely picking people he either knows.
Why don't we set up a fake?
Just people who's just going to agree with every single thing he says.
So he will never.
Even
come
if we
here.
set up a fake,
mixed race boy, my mum with strong left values. He ain't coming here.
What about if we set up a fake media company, a fake website, etc., and just went to the extra effort just to do it? It could be possible.
I feel like we've just exposed our plan, though.
Oh, yeah. He's
Oh, what?
see
So
this
200
video.
people? I think we'll be alright.
Not even 200, mate.
40 people.
40 subscribers, bro. A shout out though, 40 people. That's a.
Respect.
You know what? If this goes far, like the first 40 people, you're part of something special. So
You get a free. What do they get if we get big? Like they get something big.
I don't know, an egg on your face.
You get an egg.
an egg. Yeah, yeah. You can. I don't know. If we ever make merch, they can get the merch for free.
We'll do a special OnlyFans video for you.
Oi, yeah, and you get an OnlyFans, mate. If you're not subscribed already, honestly, like what
You're losing out.
doing? Like what are you doing?
Well, they're doing things proactive and practical and will benefit their lives. But anyway, should we go into football or?
Go on, then. It's a bit of a shitstorm, isn't it?
So where do we start? Do we start on Man United beating City?
Let's do the results.
A good result for you guys.
I can't lie. Man United is turning into like a really likeable team now.
And what's the reason for? Hernandez. I mean,
Hernandez. I mean, he was years ago.
Yeah, mate. He's still playing though. He plays for LA Galaxy now.
Yeah, he was at West Ham like 2 seasons ago, wasn't he?
How old is he? He's must be in his 30s.
34.
Yeah, he's getting on. But look, Fernandes completely changed your team. One person has changed your whole team.
He did but he in the interview that came out on Sky Sports that we were talking about earlier, that came out today. He was like, "No, it's not like it's not." He got asked, "Oh, you've changed the club, Bruno," and he's like, "No, I haven't changed the club. One man can't change the club. It's all a process as a team."
Aww.
He's like mentally, he already knows like where he's at. Like, he's not cocky, he's not arrogant. If that was anyone else,
that was a problem.
They would take that probably.
I think.
You sound like Sooner straight away attacking Pogba.
No, I don't mean to attack him. But
played a game in how long?
He was like. When he came in and when he started doing well, it was like Pogba, and it wasn't anyone else. And so I feel
different mentality.
You know, it is different mentality.
I think without turning this into a public debate, obviously, I feel like he doesn't help himself. But
100%. And Riola doesn't help.
No,
definitely not.
What he said he wanted, is that his
agent?
He's the one that's got his back, in my opinion. But
I don't think so.
I think his agent's a little scumbag.
Look, he is making the bread while he's doing it. Don't get me wrong, but he is the only one at the end of the day that's openly on his corner, right? All right, he's got his intentions.
No, United are always backing him. We've never gone behind his back and said anything. If you check it,
you wouldn't know though, would you? I think if people
because every manager has backed him apart from Mourinho in that one moment. But anyway, what I was going to say, when we scored that, when McSauce scored that goal, I was screaming in the pub. I almost flipped my fucking chair.
And then you trim as well. That was good though. Even I was like, whoa, because I didn't see it coming. I saw because
you see the ball, but you don't even see McTominay.
No,
he comes out of scrim, and then the ball's just kicked, and it's just like, oh my god! And the scenes, the whole crowd,
scenes, bro,
mate. I could, and of course, I go to the only fucking City game this season where we lost.
You went there with Sean, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to the only City game where we freaking lost. It's so annoying.
But anyway, that was definitely a good result for you guys.
And then we beat.
As long as it's.
That Austrian team 5-0.
Well.
Did you see Igalo's goal where he did the fucking kick-ups?
Yeah.
Do you know when you hold RB on fucking FIFA and then fucking smash it in? That's what he did.
Do you know what? I love the United fan that snuck in. What was that? Do you remember the United fan that snuck in? Like, we love United!
We do!
And it's like one guy, like... Amazing.
Also, who's been playing really good for you, I think, since he's come in, is Fred. Also, Martial, I feel, has gained a lot in confidence.
You know who surprised me the most? And I bashed him at the start of the season. Matic.
Yeah.
Madness.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna lie.
I hold my hands up.
Yeah. I'm begging you remember me saying this to you. I said to you
I think
he was
you
a
did.
good player. I said at the time.
I hold my hands up.
I never understood why Chelsea sold him to you, ever.
No, but he was good. And I'm just saying, at the start of this season, I thought he was shocking.
Yeah.
But
he just had bad form.
I don't think it was actually his fault. I think Ollie was not playing him in the right way.
Yeah.
Because the way he plays now, he sits as a CDM along with the defence. So, and that's actually his role. So he lets Fred push forward, do all the box-to-box movements, and sets up Fernandes. Do you see Fred's fucking pass to Mata?
I was going to say, yeah. And now we know what sort of a midfielder Fred is. Because that was the criticism he was getting. Is he a DM? Is he attacking?
And now you know he's
is.
worth that 50 million.
Well, early days, but yeah.
Well, you can see there's definitely potential for him to be...
How we bought Fernandes for less than that is a madness.
Do you think, actually, Fernandes, Fred, and when he obviously is all right back again, Pogba. That's probably the best free midfield of the league. Is it fair to say that's the best?
It's potentially. They've not proved themselves yet, but they definitely
still a long way to go. But
they could potentially.
I actually don't see how Pogba fits into the team. How weird.
You're lying. What do you mean?
Where's he gonna play? You got freaking Fernandes in the 10. You got Matic and Fred. Where does he fit into the 3?
It's a difficult.
We got Rashford on the left, Martial up top, and James on the right. Or when we get Sancho, I know we
ain't getting Sancho.
We are.
I'm not having it. There is no way. I'm not having it. Let me tell you why.
Sancho.
Sancho, listen. He's from the ends, yeah. He's him and what's his name? Reece Nelson grew up together. He's coming Arsenal. I don't care what you say. I'm not having United.
You're not even playing.
No. Listen. I don't actually mean he is. I don't actually mean he is. Of course he's not. I'm just saying. United, you'll ruin him just like you do every other player.
Not anymore, mate.
Fernandes,
look at our team.
Watch now, yeah. Go on, say you're not going to ruin Fernandes. Go on.
We're not.
And next year,
it's Bruno FC at the moment.
Okay. I can't wait. Give it 6 months to a year. We're going to replay this.
Oh yeah, when Prem's on, yeah.
Bro, it might be cancelled.
Bro, get your manager a few strepsils first, and then start focusing on a bit of Sancho.
But listen. This is why Sanchez is going to come Arsenal, because he grew up with the man them in the team.
And win nothing.
The young bucks that are coming.
When was the last time?
He's spent a lot of time in Germany now, so he's got
over here.
No, he does not sound like that. He doesn't sound like that.
He sounds like he's
going to
from
be like,
Ends.
oh guys,
he really
I don't
does.
like England no more.
He definitely does not sound anything
He
like
will.
that.
In a couple of years' time, he's going to be like this.
No, because he
gay German now.
Okay, yeah.
That was offensive on many levels, probably.
Someone's always going to get offended,
Yeah.
man. Have a joke. Anyway, listen, he's coming to Arsenal. That's my point.
United are different now. You have to say, after watching the last few games, we are a different team, and I think Ollie might be able to start somehow. I don't know if he'll win anything big, but
You're still in the FA Cup, aren't you? So you could get that.
I don't know if anything's carrying on.
Do you know what I just clocked? Do you remember when I said on? I think it was like the first podcast we did. What do you expect of Ollie when you have the team that he does?
Yeah, true.
And then he brings in the player that he wants,
Yeah.
and look how you transform it. You know
What do you think's happened there? Do you think like Glazers sort of said, "Okay, we're in a
We were supposed to
desperate
get him
sort
in
of
the
situation"?
summer, and they were like in the just after the summer period when we didn't get Fernandes, they were like, "Oh, we were never really in for him." What a fucking lie! They went and fucking panic buyed him January. Get rid of the Glazers, please.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether to get rid of Ed.
I would.
I
think like that year he's such a fraud. He's like Kroenke, mate. It's the same thing as Arsenal and Ashley. What's his name?
Ashley Young.
Not Ashley Young.
He's already gone.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley.
Is it Mike Ashley? Yeah.
Mike Ashley.
That's not the referee, is it?
Sportsdirect.com.
Yeah, it is Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley.
Dean.
You're thinking of Mike Dean, mate.
That is who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised when he was refereeing that game, you guys fucking got any points, to be honest, because he usually fucking hates
us.
Man U.
Well, I mean, he didn't give us the penalty.
Oh, bro! Oh, come on, that was a
bad decision.
And he gave a card. Yeah. And on top of that, this proves even more that fucking VAR is trash.
Of course.
VAR looked at it.
It saved us against West Ham. So
can I mention something now? So with the Spurs game, which they fucked up
egg on your face, mate. Hey, jog on.
But then you
I can't really laugh. I'm not even in the Champions League.
previous to that, when
Not even in
I wanted
Europa.
to talk about the Eric Dyer situation, where
hold on, just before you do it, I'm really sorry to cut you across like a massive dick. It's just if I don't say this now, it's going to move on. The Mike Dean thing, I saved this. Look, Arsenal players picking up season-ending broken legs. Bolton on Torreira recently, McNair on Wilshere, Essien on Diaby, Taylor on Eduardo. He was in charge of all of them. All of them. No, those are the major leg breaks we've had over the last few seasons. Every single one he was refereeing them.
Mad.
Sorry, bro. Go on. I just had to put that in. I had to
no, that's a fair point.
Yeah, go on.
So obviously, he confronted a fan who I think they said something about his brother or something like that, who was insulting his family, and he stormed into the
Eric Dyer.
What match was this?
This was 2 matches ago. I can't remember who they were playing.
Keep saying it. I'll get it.
But what I thought was interesting was Mourinho after it said, obviously it's wrong that he did it, but if someone says insulted my family like that, I'd probably do something as well.
He
do you think he
worded
was right?
No, he worded it perfectly.
I think he worded
100%.
it brilliantly, and I think
But
that was
it's Mourinho.
Mourinho's.
It's Mourinho. He knows how to do that.
FA Cup match against Norwich.
When
well,
he
no,
lost.
to be- Well, to be fair, he's not always the most tactful person when he speaks in press
True,
conferences.
but-
But then I felt like he's absolutely right. Like, you don't just insult family members and.
And if you
like,
saw, say, you had a little brother, or you have a bigger brother, but say you saw someone of your family getting like abused, you would go up straight up and be like, "I'm coming for you, mate."
I think people,
Especially Di, mate. He's a
yeah, of course, a beast. Did you see the
Yeah.
way his legs were just going over the fucking thing one
and
after
the guy
other?
was running away.
It's like, oh, this isn't a fight.
Yeah. I feel like we often forget as football fans that footballers are people.
Yeah.
And listen, if someone was to cuss, say, my mum or my dad like that, I'm gonna go thump them up. Of
Yeah.
course I am. That's my
What
mum or
about
my
Dreadman
dad.
came?
Hey,
Dreadman.
I'll be running them up. Which episode did I talk about? That was the
No,
first
we
one,
didn't
wasn't
even
it?
release it.
We never released it.
No, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
come up one
yeah,
day.
Yeah, one day it will come up. Sorry, I can keep it.
Well, I can say working in security, there's been times when I've worked on the doors in bars and clubs, and like I've had so much abuse from people, and it's horrible. Like people have like the worst one was the guy thought I was talking to his bird, which I wasn't.
And you were a security guard.
When I was working security,
Lord.
and he walked up to me and he went, he was this big Irish traveller. Not that that's important, but he was a massive guy, and he said, "I'm gonna fucking cut out your mum's tongue and no, I'm gonna fucking cut out your tongue and stick it up your mum's cunt." He said that to me, and it took me a few
That's an
seconds.
insult and a half.
And it took me a few seconds to realise what that involved. And
You're
like, what
basically
it was implying.
thinking, okay, my tongue's going off and it's going up. My mum's
Wait a
vagina.
second. And like, I just sort of had to like
I'm
process
so
it.
taken aback by that. I don't think, right, I could even comprehend a sentence like that
Yeah.
in my mind.
No, dude.
How did he come up with that? What did he say?
Well, this guy, he was quite a known traveller in sort of the Oxford area. He was like, he does all those videos where you get those Irish travellers who are like going, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you next week," and like this guy's about, he's like 6'8", he's probably about
6'8".
24
6'8".
stone. He's huge. No, I mean it.
6'8".
6'8". I'm not even lying to you.
Imagine looking up at something, I'm going to stick your mother's tongue down it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be like, yeah, you would, mate.
He said
do that,
this,
bro.
right? So, like, in that situation, like, I just had to stay calm. Fortunately, nothing happened.
Yeah.
And eventually, weirdly enough, like, 20 minutes later after that happened, he was, like, going, "Sorry about everything earlier. It's all good now. It's all good." And I was like, I don't think it's up to you to decide that.
Hear what you just said to me? Like,
Because he misunderstood the situation. He thought I was chatting up his bird.
even so, like,
Yeah,
that
it is
strong.
extreme. But, so, it's hard
Clearly,
to, like...
he doesn't trust his bird.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was obviously a case of that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Insecurity and toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm wearing a fedora.
back to the Prem. Now that it's been officially cancelled
yes,
till
yeah.
April 3rd.
Expert, yeah.
If then,
do you know what's
they might even
crazy?
spend it even longer.
Beyond the big clubs and the Prem, the smaller teams, how are they going to survive? Because
Yeah,
they solely
yeah.
take their money from sales of match days. Like, how are these clubs going to survive?
I'll tell you what, though,
That
lads.
sounded like I was choking up.
I'll tell you what, though, lads. All this fear of large crowds coming to the football games never been an issue at QPR. Oh, what am I like? A bit of football banter never hurt anyone. It never hurt anyone. It never hurt anyone. Don't worry, we've been planning that for a while.
Yeah, we planned that in the kitchen.
Oh, did you?
We
I was
didn't
like,
actually let
okay.
Wayne know.
I had no idea what was happening, and you tapped me, and I was like, okay, I'm going.
But anyway.
No, do you know
Yeah,
what?
they're fucked.
Do you know what?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but Exeter City, you're fucked.
I feel like, right, it's very typical that the working class sport is getting affected madly by all of this, but yet Cheltenham horse racing and all that shit's been going on.
Yeah,
as
it
normal.
carried on.
True.
What the hell?
I'm just saying. Very
Have you been in
typical.
bookies recently? I feel like racing's still quite a large working class support of it.
Racing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the F1
Have you been to a
and-
bookies recently? Have you been to a Ladbrokes?
What are you
I don't
talking
think there
about?
is actually the upper class people who are watching the racing.
No, what? Oh, you're talking about Cheltenham, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you meant F1 or something. I was going to say that's been... oh, yeah, well, that's more to do with the bookies and what you do in there than the sport
That's
itself.
the only reason people watch racing, though, isn't it? It's a gamble. Like, no one cares about the sport.
I don't know. I don't watch it. I have no
Anyway,
idea. But I just feel like I'm noticing it.
True,
you know,
maybe.
it's all of this seems to be hitting the working class and not the middle and upper class. And it's
Cricket's
just
been
typical of
suspended.
everything. Sorry?
Cricket's
True.
been suspended.
Fair enough.
I think rugby probably.
As Wimbledon, well, not Wimbledon, sorry, tennis has
yeah,
as well.
tennis as well.
Shout
So
out
I think
to
it is all sports.
So
to
why
be
the
fair.
fuck is the horse thing going then?
Why the fuck is the horse thing going on, man?
It may stop. I don't know.
But anyway, Prem over Europa League, Champions League. Mate, do you know how depressed I am? I have no football content.
What do people that don't watch football do? You know, I've been thinking about this. Like, what do you do? Like, I've been watching.
You know what they
football
watch?
every week.
Love is Blind.
yeah. Well, we're gonna be doing an episode.
Am I gonna have
on
to
that.
start reading books and shit?
Some shit,
Such a
maybe.
millennial.
Might as well whip out the dictionary, learn some new words.
Is that really the
Love
first book you came to
Oh
mind?
no,
like-
sorry, the Bible, Lord Jesus.
Lord Jesus. I'm really sad, mate. I'm so
Same.
gutted. I'm so gutted. I haven't watched Arsenal in like 2 weeks. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It does not
Kinda
feel
sucks.
right. Oh, just whack my
I mean,
lip
that was
on
a thing I did. Like, I worked 60 hours a week, and then like what I like doing is like going on a Saturday, going to the pub with a nice little pint and just watching it. And it's like that's gone.
You can't even go to
It's
a fucking
gone.
pub now.
No, because all the pubs are taking BT Sport and Sky off. So you can only watch it at home. I feel like if BT and Sky are going to do that to all pubs, they should at least reduce the price which they're selling to people, so that at least some people who can't afford it normally can at least buy it at home.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's a middle ground at least, because I don't know, but
I
just
mean-
taking it. I mean, look, I'm
What's
I'm
gonna be
scared
on
of
it
coronavirus
anyway?
as well, so I get why you can't have it in the. I thought maybe the first step that they would have gone with is just have the players and not have anybody in the crowd.
behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That's what the Man United match was.
But you say that's not going to help, because look, you could look at Arsenal. Look at Arteta. He's got it now. There are footballers that have it, so putting it behind closed doors.
and what's crazy
And plus, I think they also said like you're more likely to get in a pub than you are at a football match. So
True.
I
But
felt so-
look at freaking the Olympiacos manager. He got it. Clearly, the link is that he got it. He gave it to Arteta probably. But what's crazy?
And they played the Wolves game.
And it's crazy that they let the owner of Olympiacos team, so let Olympiacos carry on playing Wolves, when clearly if Arteta got it, then clearly the players must have, because I don't know if they got tested.
they eventually will get it
I
if they don't have it now. Like, the
I
symptoms
believe
will come up.
what's been confirmed is that there are a number of Arsenal players that are in quarantine at the moment, but I'm not
Same
sure.
with Chelsea and
Everybody now.
actually,
So-
I haven't heard anything from United having anything.
No, you might be all right, maybe.
Corona don't want you, mate.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just letting you. It's staying
Oh,
away
wait, I
from
haven't
United.
heard anything about Lingard in a while. Oh wait, no, he's just shit.
Yeah, you never hear anything about him, mate. So my question is to you guys: how is this going to affect football? Because at the end of
Well,
the
we've
day,
seen how it's affecting football.
No.
Carries on.
I mean, in the long run, because look, the fans make football. Football, you know,
for sure.
as much as all the money's put into the players and the clubs and everyone, it's nothing without the fans. That Man United game, 5-0, dead.
Yeah.
With no crowd, deaders.
Madness.
Right?
Deaders.
Deaders. So bearing in mind, this could happen potentially now for at the very least for the next 3 weeks. At the very least.
Yeah.
Now, in the long run, like you said, you're going to have League 1 and League 2 teams especially that are going to be hit massively by this. So what does that mean for them? Obviously, there's the obvious of what does the Premier League do now in terms of finishing? Because do we just give Liverpool the league now, keep the league as it is?
Liverpool fans right now.
No, but the thing is...
they don't get the W for this season.
No, but the thing is, there's so many cans of worms,
Yeah.
because do you keep it the same and the bottom 3 go down now? Is that really fair? Top 4, top 5, how is that now decided? What do you do? Furthermore, what the
So
fuck are you gonna
basically,
do?
well,
and how is it going to affect it in the long run?
First thing is you can't. You
He
can't.
likes that, doesn't he?
You can't just give Liverpool the title. I feel because
They're 20 points ahead.
imagine we're in about
true.
5-10 years. Yeah, they are 20 points ahead. 5-10 years. Liverpool say they don't win the next Prem, and they don't win another for maybe another 10 years. People are going to look back at this year and be like, Oh yeah, you only won it because of COVID-19.
I don't think they can. They're 20
I mean,
points
as if
clear.
Liverpool
but
fans give
they'll
a shit what
always-
people say anyway.
True,
right,
but
you
there
know
will
what I mean?
always be that little bit of incentive.
It
where
takes
it's
it
just-
away,
It takes
doesn't
it.
it?
It takes away because,
Yeah.
to be fair, Liverpool have been the best team in the Prem.
Mm-hmm.
By a
They won
mile,
it by a
yeah.
mile. Like, let's be real.
Bro, they won it. They've been top since
But
October.
okay, on the opposite spectrum of that, you got the bottom three, and Aston Villa.
That's a big thing, yeah.
I think whoever's 17th and 16th
They're on the same point.
on the same points, and
Yeah.
it's just goal difference. You can't be like, and Aston Villa have a game in hand. So how do they judge that?
Are you sure about that? They've got the game.
Yeah, because they're supposed to play Sheffield United, who also have a game in hand, and if they win that game, they go ahead of United, and they get 5th spot. And if, say, Man City do get the ban, and everything carries on as normal, Sheffield United should rightly get 5th spot,
But
not
then
United.
again-
But if everything's cancelled and we take the places that we have now, United go. So it's not fair. But so you can't give the 3 points to Sheffield and be like, here's your game in hand, you get 3 points, and Aston Villa don't. They'll be like, but we've just got relegated for no reason then.
It's tough
Well,
because
look,
there's teams like Arsenal as well who are like, well, I think we're like 9th, 7 points off. We're in although we're not in the top running for it, perfectly can get in the top.
Perfectly
five.
can, yeah,
absolutely can get in the top.
And
five.
so
is that fair?
so could we.
The same with you. Got.
We could go 4th,
So
technically.
do you think then an option is to just pretend like this season didn't happen?
To cancel it. Do you know how
Just
fucking
cancel
bad
it.
that would be for Liverpool?
But only Liverpool. Any other result, it affects everyone else. So surely you've got to do
No,
the best of
because
the bad
then-
bunch. Because Liverpool are one team, whereas if you keep it as it is, essentially,
You can't be like-
essentially the top 10 are affected and the bottom 5. So it affects more teams. So surely you've just got to look it up and say, sorry, Liverpool fans, but you're one team.
Well, I think-
we either
Yeah.
upset
Let's see
15
how
teams
these-
or just one.
Let's see how these
15,
next 3
19.
weeks pan out.
No, because I'm thinking like 10 to 3rd place is what's affected, and 17th to
20th.
20th.
Let's see how the 3 weeks pan out. I think that's the first.
I don't know. I got the
First step is see how these 3 weeks pan out. Like, it may be a case that all the the teams, they're gonna probably like be self-isolating the players a lot. There may be a situation where all the players feel they're fit and healthy, all the clubs agree to it, and therefore, if that is the case, then maybe move on to a situation where they're playing like the Man U game the other
And
day,
finish off the season.
and just finish off the season in that
I think that's
manner.
the best way.
Obviously, if it's the other case, which I think is more likely, and this becomes a bigger thing, then I think maybe you need to start thinking about cancelling it, because it's. And also, we've got the Euros as well.
Right, that's 100%
and like,
gone. That's gone.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
and like postponing it as well, that means it's going to go into the summer, and it may even, like, if they carry on postponing it, it may go into next season as well.
I think if it happens
It's
to
like-
that point, they will just cancel the season.
I think
they're
it is-
I think the point is, like, if it does get to the point where it is into August, they would just cancel the season and be like, look, we have to start fresh season.
I think they should just do that. I think as I said, it's a matter of
So who gets does every team that was in the Champions League get Champions League, or is there a way of like
That's
a
a good
playoff?
question, yeah.
Is there like a playoff to win the Champions League? Let's say of the top.
I didn't even think
Let's
about
think
that.
of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the top 4, the Liverpool who are currently first and by a mile. Let's say they're guaranteed Champions League, but every other club between 4th and 6th have to battle it out.
No.
Also,
no,
you've got to
no,
think
hold
about
on,
the
hold on.
Championship.
4th and 10th, so Arsenal are in on it.
What about the-
Otherwise, I don't. Nah.
Also, what about the
Don't worry, Wolves will probably not.
what about the Championship?
Probably.
Like, what about the Championship? Like, you've got 2 teams which are guaranteed promotion, and then you've got the playoffs. And it's like, if we say, like, hypothetically, Liverpool get, we're just going to say Liverpool win the Premier League. Okay, but what about the Championship? Like, are we just going to say these 2 teams win the Championship, but they don't get to be promoted?
One person always
Yeah,
wins the championship.
That's just it. You know what? I don't think you can't do playoffs or anything like that. I think you've either got to finish the season and finish
Or
it off
cancel it.
mad late or cancel it. It's one or the other.
God,
I
I,
think it's
can't do
gonna
another
cancel it.
year in a freaking Europa League.
No. Look,
We were gonna win it. I'm
do
pretty
you
sure.
not do you not get how I feel about it? Did you not see the way we got knocked out? I'm sorry to bring it up again, but
That's
yeah.
because you're
Wow, wow.
That's because
Yeah.
that's because you're shit.
No, we're not shit.
Oh, sorry.
That's
my reaction
Mate,
to
come
it.
on. Let's be real. Arteta has like shifted Arsenal massively. Like he's not getting enough credit. Ollie has had like a couple good games, and all of you
whoa,
lot are
whoa,
fucking like losing your shit over him.
We're still ahead of you, mate.
Ollie's at...
No one's singing that song. Let's be real.
Yeah, you
no.
will soon. Yeah, true. I can't wait till he gets injured, boy.
True.
Yeah, you're fucked. Trust me. You can't. Anyway.
We'll just bring Pogba in.
Yeah, good. Well, true, but he's gone in the summer. Or maybe he won't. How's this going to work? What about the transfer window?
Apparently he might stay because no one's going to buy him. So he's just going to stay. Give him a new...
Well, he's not going to go to Italy anytime soon, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Juve's probably a no-no as well. So, alright, so what's the answer, lads? What we decided
So
on?
does that mean...
Cancel it if it doesn't get better in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Does that mean, like, the transfer, like, bit is just going to be, like,
Yeah,
void?
I just said that a second ago.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for transfers? Like, what does that mean? What do we...
I think it's just...
I agree. I think kill the league.
Yeah.
Sorry, Liverpool fans. Is what it is. Take the L. There's a fucking pandemic. Yeah, get your head out your ass. And have the transfer window as normal. So players can still be bought and sold and all of that. And then we just start
should
the
we
league,
allow
start
that?
all the league again.
Well, should we allow the
You have
transfer?
to. You
Why?
have to.
Why?
Because it's so like important for it to be so that it's fair. Because you know.
But
as
this
much
is worst
as
case
Then
scenario.
Liverpool fans would say, "Oh, but it's not fair that, for example, if these guys bought Sancho or you got someone else, and then it's a different dynamics to the previous season." I feel like
It would be different anyway.
If we cancel this season, we need to look at the next season as just a sort of a replay of that season, and therefore I wouldn't allow any transfers.
Nah,
So that we
you
just
can't-
keep
you
the
can't do
teams
that.
as they are.
You can't. I tell you why. Because,
Why not?
because
all
there's actual
what about certain?
basic money contracts where they end this season, and you can't actually be like, look,
You can't cancel a year out of a
we
contract.
can't. We're gonna add a new year on your
that's
contract,
a good
money
point.
wise.
Yeah.
And also,
It just doesn't work.
also, players are a year older. A year. Like it affects
Yeah.
in sports. It affects it,
It affects it massively.
Like
Within
if
a
you was
month
to-
even.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and therefore it wouldn't really be fair on teams lower down that might be struggling.
Also,
that, you know, it's just
This isn't just gonna be a Premier League decision. This is gonna be the CRA, the La Liga.
all of them.
It's gonna be a whole FIFA decision, right?
Yeah, FA. Do you know what? There's another reason why I'm saying you
FIFA.
should be able to buy players is because Arsenal need players. We can't
Yeah,
have another
mate.
year with this defence, and that's why. Also, I gotta be honest. That's why I'm saying it as well because we need players.
You need you need Mustafi
so-
out, mate.
That's you say that he's playing all right recently. You got to give
Okay.
credit where it's due. Him and
David
Xhaka,
Luiz, definitely.
again, he's been playing for our defense has not been that bad.
David
He's-
Luiz, he shouldn't get kicked out, but he should just go
I
back
think
on the
he's-
bench.
I think
He
he's
should
got
go on
his
the
place
bench.
in that team.
I
I think
don't
he's
know.
got his place in
He
that
shouldn't be
team.
starting 11 anymore.
Nah.
He's
But
past
this
his
season-
time.
If that's
this
what
season
if that's
is
what
fine.
you're aiming for, your club is fucking doomed.
Do you know we're not though? Think about it. We just got Mari, who looked pretty decent in the couple of games he's played. We've got what's his name?
I don't know. It's your team.
Ceballos?
No. Saliba coming back from
No
off loan.
idea who that is.
You do know who it is. You do know who it is. The guy we got from SEN. Literally, he's like the most talked about defender at the moment. You,
That's not true.
bro,
'Cause I don't know
all
who
the
he
big
is.
yeah, well, because you don't. It's not the most well talked
Do you know
about.
who he is?
This guy is fucking QPR fan, Championship, and knows fuck all about football. You should
how
definitely
dare
know.
you? I know. Name 5 players from Championship.
Rooney.
All right. So boom. Yeah, Rooney. We've got
What's that big beast guy?
Akinfenwa, but
He's not in that.
League
He's
One,
not in
League One.
Championship.
Is he
League
not?
One, yeah, he's
Oh
League One.
no.
What's that brother? Tyrese Jones. Is it Tyrese Jones? He's on loan from Arsenal at
You're doing well.
Next. Oh no, that's League One as well.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
It's about the Championship anyway. Shut up, man.
Saying it's a segment of football you don't know about. So
Yeah, you don't know anything about the Premier League. So.
I know more about the Premier League than you know about the Championship.
That's true.
Yeah. But no one cares about the Championship.
Small club, innit?
Yeah, tiny club.
You watch, mate. When your team starts going shit and you're fighting
Yeah, we're
for
gonna get relegated.
relegation zone, you'll be worrying.
We had that at the start of the season,
where it's
mate.
at, lads. You get so many.
Both of us had that at the start of the season. We both thought we were getting relegated.
Oh mate, yeah. Christ Almighty. So,
Anyway.
as I think, lastly, Euros.
Alright,
You know, I
cancel
think
it.
that we can
Can't-
safely
done.
say that's probably done. Isn't
Done.
It? I don't. You know what? There's another thing.
There's nothing to look forward to
This
now.
is exactly what I was about to say. You read my mind. I thought, this year I was thinking, we're gonna have a whole season of football.
Do you remember that summer of the World Cup where we just had the time of our life?
You just walk outside and just shout, "It's coming home," and people just come like, "It's coming home," and everyone.
It was great. Do you remember when we went to the freaking bar down there?
Down here, yeah. And we had the England flag, and everyone was so happy, man. And now we've had Brexit, we've got coronavirus, and.
You voted for Brexit.
Yeah, I did, to be fair.
Can't complain about something you wanted.
No, I'm kidding. Banter. I back my vote. Anyway, but let's not go there. Fuck me. We're done with that. Yeah, man. Like, I feel like if we'd won the World Cup, it would have been amazing for our country, wouldn't it? Like, it would have been beautiful. Right, everyone's really sad. Fucking hell.
I just thought about the World Cup, and when we lost, I got really depressed, and then. Everyone has a price to pay.
Yeah. That was what. So basically, this was after a World Cup match. Me and Wayne were walking home. Well, I was walking him home to Brixton.
I was
really early in the morning, and I was walking past the Lido, and I literally at one point had to carry him on my shoulder. I was just like walking down the road, and then I put him down, and he just like. Instead of walking normally, he'd just do these little runs, like, and then just stop, like, for no reason. And he just stops, right, stared at the floor, and then say you're me, he just looks up at me and goes, "Everyone has a price to pay," and he just ran off.
You're so special when you're drunk. It is amazing.
I did get you home though. I tucked you in, you know.
Yeah,
I tucked you in.
You tucked you
Bless.
in. Aww.
Yeah.
Bless.
Why was all my clothes off?
You weren't supposed to know about. Are we even allowed to make jokes like that online anymore? Oh well, if we don't come back next week, we got cancelled. So
yeah, ciao.
That's it. All right. On the reels though, do we have anything else that we wanted to? Oh, who's got egg on their face this week? So we've been meaning to actually do this every single week, right? Yeah. Who's got egg on their face? It's the whole point of the title of the podcast, and we forgot. We kept on forgetting every week, so we remembered.
Mourinho this week because he's not the special one.
Mourinho, okay, go on.
Well, I said Rory Stewart earlier.
Okay, fair.
Who's yours?
I'm tied between Donald Trump and Boris Johnson.
Right, it's got to be Donald Trump after him saying what did he say?
He goes. So there's two things. He goes. So there's one. No, there's a collection of people. They're in good shape. They're in really good shape. And then he's like talking about he clearly been asked about to mention someone who wasn't doing that well. That was it. And then he goes. So there is another woman. I wouldn't say she's not doing that well. But she's really sick. This is the president, like just talking absolute trash. He knows nothing about the situation.
So worrying how light.
But I respect his balls, and he's just gone. You know what? Fuck it. No one's coming here. He's got what he wanted.
He's closed off.
He's got what he wanted out of this situation.
Do you know what's ironic? Fucking Mexico is now asking for their borders to be closed, so like no Americans come in.
Well, he's gonna be all right with that.
Yeah.
So,
it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. So it's either him or Boris Johnson for, trying to calm, our Prime Minister should be coming out and calming down the people, yeah? Getting everything under control.
Riot!
Yeah, right. Oh, you're going to lose your family members. Sorry, yeah? It's going to get worse.
Oh, no, that is awful.
It's him. It's him. It's Boris
it has
Johnson.
to be him.
Yeah, so...
Though, in all fairness, he did produce probably the most... one of the most generous budgets we've ever seen.
It's about time, don't you fucking think? They've saved enough money from cutting our health sector and our private, everything else, our hospitals, our schools. He's got enough money in the coffer, mate. I was expecting nothing less.
Shall we call it there, lads?
Yeah. Conclude with, put the money into our schools and hospitals.
Oh, fuck the schools.
Well, if they
just the hospitals right now.
Yeah, especially the hospitals.
Kids aren't even going to fucking be there next week.
Oh, God. And it took him how long? Oh, no, I'm going to start trashing on Boris Johnson now. We'd be here all day.
Yeah, we would.
Shall we conclude?
Yeah. So,
Thank you for watching.
Like, subscribe. Half of you aren't subscribed, so fucking subscribe.
Subscribe. Anyway, we'll see you all again soon.
Bye-bye.
Take care.